How's everybody doing tonight? If you can hear me, please let me know. Because it makes life easier for me. Always do that. I had top chat selected. Alright. We're dusting it off. It's been a week. It's been a week since we've done this. Using another mic. I think I've used this one before. This is the podcasting mic. Spent a couple dollars on this one. And I kind of wanted to avoid using it because there's only... I mean, it's a big mic. Just hanging there. But you got to do what you got to do to make it sound right. How's everybody doing tonight? Friday night. We'll get into it right here in a second. I'm going to do some sharing of the stream. Get it out there in front of a couple people. And if you could do the same, that'd be awesome. I'm going to chat with you guys tonight about what's going on around the shop, what we got coming up here in the future. How we doing, Jamie? Squirrel. What's up, Squirrel? Will, how's everybody doing? So we got corals for you tonight if you'd like to participate in the live sale. I know that it gets asked a couple times usually during the stream, and I'm going to play with some suggestions were given to me this week on a couple things that I could do, and I'm going to do a little bit more research on those before we do them. I was hoping to do this stream on YouTube and Facebook at the same time, but the streaming software that I use, for whatever reason, with the computer I have as well, I know that the PC people would jump on me in a heartbeat. I use Mac. May struggle with producing two streams at the same time, because if it weren't for the fact that Facebook only uploads at 720p, it would be, I guess, one stream. But I'm learning as I go, and obviously sharing as I go as well. Alright, so we got 73 corals up for grabs tonight. If you guys would like to participate, all the transactions for the live sale happen on Corals Unlimited, my store. We do ship, we do local pickup, so if you're local to us, you can come pick up your corals. Just select, well, we'll get into that here in a second. I'm kind of mansplaining what we're going to be doing here, but let's take a look at how to order corals. All right, folks, so we're over at coralsunlimited.com, and if you want to participate in tonight's live sale, look for the logo in the upper left-hand corner just below that, live corals. Next to that, live sale, click on that, and it's going to bring you to this page right here. And let's say as we go through this tonight's live sale, you find that item 29, can't live without it, gotta have it, need it. Click on that, and then it's going to bring you to the sales page. Select add to cart, and then once you add it to your cart, you will be able to check out by pushing the big giant blue button that says checkout. Next screen is going to bring you to a couple different options. So if you have shopped with us before, your information will automatically load. If you have not shopped with us, you'll have to put in your email, address, and just below your email address it's going to say delivery method. So if you need shipping, this is where you're going to select shipping. But if you live close enough to us that you want to do local pickup, that is an option as well. Putting your shipping address or verify it, make sure that it is correct, and then at the bottom there's a little button. Click on that. It's going to bring you to the next screen, which your information will reload. Make sure that you have live coral, FedEx overnight shipping if you do actually need shipping, and that is a flat rate of $50. And if you exceed $350, you get free shipping. Put in your payment information and you're off to the races. All right, so that's how you do the live sale. Clear as mud. All right, so obviously that was a pre-recorded video because it's not January anymore. If you're going to be participating in the live sale and jumping over to Corals Unlimited, this is the actual thumbnail. Let's see if I can get it right. I was going to go over here. This is the thumbnail that you're going to be looking for in the live sale section. And basically, as we go through items, item 1 with this thumbnail, you're in the right place. All right, so without further ado, let's jump into some corals. First things first, item number 1, we got the Knoby Sea Rod Reg. Hey Gary, what's up, man? Long time no see. Long time no see. I love the Knoby Sea Rod. It's a pretty cool little coral. Definitely a lot beefier of a Gregorian in comparison to some of the others. We do have a couple in the store. We have that one, the Knoby Sea Rod, which is under blue lighting is super like purplish blue. Under lighter Kelvin, it tends to be like a tannish brown coloration with purple polyps. Pretty awesome little Gregorian. Frags very well. It's a little bit labor intensive on the fragging, but definitely a interesting coral. Next up we got, this is probably the best footage I've gotten of one of these mushrooms yet. I may even need to update the page on the website for that one because that Superman mushroom is looking pretty good right there. Those grow pretty well for me. I have like 2 large rocks that are completely covered. Every once in a while I'm able to get a little piece of them off or break one off and get it into a basket and start fragging it up a little bit. Makes life a little bit easier once you get it off the rock, for sure. Another one that we've had a hard time filming, this is the 24 karat gold hammer. I had some footage on there. I didn't feel it like it did that coral justice. This is obviously a better representation of that 24 karat gold hammer. The one right next to it, I'm still not 100% certain on shipping that one yet. That might just be a local deal because it tends to be a little on the sensitive side. It'll drop polyps and like it's kind of alarming how many polyps it will drop. It doesn't like damage the coral in any way. It's pretty sad pretty quick. William says, what's good for a beginner? Well, Gregorians are good for beginners. Zoanthids, any type of softies are usually pretty good, depending on what your lighting is on your tank. If you have moderate lighting, I think you can get away with most LPS and softies. And the way to indicate if you have moderate lighting would be to get a hold of a power meter. Obviously they're not very cheap, but if you have a awesome local fish store that rents them out, that'd be something to look into for sure. Jedi Mind Trick Montipora. I'm going to be limited on the Jedi Mind Trick here pretty soon. This was one that I wanted to get in on the sale today. So Little Shop of Horrors Zoanthid. These guys are not for the faint of heart as far as on the wallet, but they are a pretty awesome little Zoanthid. And this is a pretty good deal. I was looking at some of the prices on these online, and there's folks out there that are charging almost $200 per polyp. This frag has 3 polyps on it for $200. So for those of you that are Zoanthid collectors, that's definitely one to take a look at. Purple stylo. Fragged up a bunch of purple stylo this week. I started fragging pretty hard this week. I know that last week I kind of lost a week. I had some back issues going on and kind of limited me as to what I could get done. But this week I got after it pretty good. We released a video earlier in the week on a Pictinia that we fragged, the Space Invader colony that we have in the store. We cut up 9 frags. I wanted 10, but we got 9, so I was pretty happy with that. They're pretty decent sized frags too, and hopefully we can have those healed up here in the next couple weeks and bring those down to FFM down in Connecticut. Item number 9, we got the orange oxides. Regular retail price $35. Live sale price $20. Folks, if you could, if you're watching, want to help me out, and even if you don't want to participate in the live sale, hit that like button. I'd appreciate you. Also, if this is the first time that you have come across the old Mad Hatter's Reef and haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button. I've got a bunch of videos that we're going to be working on here pretty soon. I'm getting those out to you. This week I was kind of like turning the corner as far as getting better about producing content again on producing content on the old YouTube channel. Next up, we got live sale item number 11, Ultra A-Can. Regular retail price $45. Live sale price $32. You guys are quiet tonight. So we got 2 more weeks of doing these live sales. And then I'm probably going to go to either a monthly or bi-weekly regimen, which, you know, I've been splitting it up between Facebook and YouTube over the last couple of weeks, just so I'm not sitting in the same spot. But I've been testing some different things, trying some different stuff out. This will be the last Friday night live sale that we do. We might try 2 different days on the next 2 weeks and see how that goes, and then eventually I am going to attempt, even though I talked about it at the beginning of the stream, attempt to stream on 2 different platforms at the same time and see how that goes, because it can be a little difficult on the computer to do that, especially where it's two different pixel rates. So if you would like to purchase some of the corals, you hang back, watch the live stream like we're watching right now. So like say item number 13, we got that, and let's say you wanted that one. So I just dropped the link to the website, and what you want to do is like, all right, item number 13, $32, go over the website, and then check out. I showed how to do that at the beginning of the stream, but I'll definitely touch on that one more time before we jump off here. And there's not an individual picture. I think once I go to, you know, the bi-weekly or even the monthly format, I will have a little bit more time, because I've been doing these every week between streams, to be able to, you know, obviously make it really easy for folks to be like, all right, that's a Ducan, I want that. Item 14, we're good. Right now I've just been doing a generic thumbnail. Chris, I turned up the volume a little bit on my end. I don't want to put myself into the red, but I'm definitely not in the yellow yet, but we'll see how that goes. Next up, item number 15. We got the Citrus Circus. It's very similar to a Pearl Jam Zoanthid. A little bit brighter orange, a little bit more purple in the oral disc. Definitely a nice little Zoanthid. Got quite a few Zoanthids on live stream, a couple SPS. We got some mushrooms, some LPS. So good. This is probably my favorite Zoanthid that I have in store right now, the Yodas. Item number 20, Pictinia. That was one that we fragged a few weeks ago, actually probably a month ago at this point. It is almost one of the smaller ones that we got, because the ones that I cut this week were pretty beast mode. They looked small when I cut them, but once I opened up and kind of adjusted, they definitely opened up and looking a little bigger. So we'll be dropping a video tomorrow. We're going to be taking a look at the top 10 beginner corals, best beginner corals. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell so you guys can catch that tomorrow. I think it's dropping at about noon. I think that when that one comes out. It's one of my favorite SPS that we have in the shop, the Miyagi Tort. That one's a chunker. Grows pretty good for us. We got Miyagi Tort, we got Cali Tort, we got Oregon, which that one's super slow for me. Nice 4-colored Zoanthid, Fruit Loops. The Jason Fox Fairy Tales. I don't have many of those left. I need to I think I have a disc going of those right now that I need to chop up, but I think that might be my last frag. Great looking Zoanthid. Grows pretty good, even considering. Nice little red and yellow Goni. These came from ACI. Had a couple of things, couple of items come in from them, not last week, but the week before. We're probably going to get some more stuff in from ACI here in the next week or two, and there's a couple other vendors that I want to get some stuff in here pretty soon. Classic coral, we got the Blue Monty Digi. Item number 26, live sale price $19. Gary asked if Zoas can be removed from the plug and glued to the rock. They sure can. Pretty much any coral that is on a plug can be removed and then put onto the rocks. Not everybody prefers to have like that disc in their tank. They like to keep it a little bit more natural. Something that I like to do is I'll take little pieces of rubble rock. So if you go to your local fish store and they have like a bin that's full of dry rock that you're actually able to dig through and take a look at, usually at the bottom there might be some rubble in there, and I'll grab a piece of rubble, and a lot of times I'll glue my frags to that as opposed to putting the whole plug in the tank, because it looks a little bit more natural and then you're able to move it around. It makes, glue is not permanent, but it definitely can be, not great looking if you find out that coral that you place there doesn't look good. You don't want it there. You want to move it somewhere else. It's just easier if it's on a little piece of rock that you can move around. A lot of folks make zoo gardens. They'll take rock and buy a bunch of frags and put the zoanthids all over the rock, and within 3-6 months they're going to grow in pretty good and cover some stuff up. So we got the bicolored hammer. Love that macro shot. Item number 29. Live sale price $52. These are Cali torts that we were talking about. Item number 30. Regular retail price $70. Live sale price $52. You're welcome, Gary. Thanks for watching, man. Jim asks, do you use frozen or pellets to feed your coral? So I use a number of different things. I do feed frozen to the tanks. I don't spot feed anything outside of trachees and scolies. And when I feed trachees and scolies, it's whatever I got readily available, whether it be frozen. A lot of times I'll use PE mysis with trachees. I'll kind of pinch it, hold it underwater, and let the pellets slowly fall from my fingertips into the trachea. It tends to make not so much of a mess. One thing that I do use in systems that don't have very high nitrates, which I do have a couple systems that are a lot lower than what I'm comfortable with, I will use some amino acids. I like Red Sea AB Plus quite a bit. Use that in the store. So last stream we had, which this was incredibly hard to video. Last stream somebody asked about anemones. So we got one. We got a rainbow bubble tip here for you. Had to put it into a container and then kind of move it around so that you can get a good look at it. This is another one that we don't necessarily spot feed, but we do broadcast feed around them. And if they're hungry, they'll grab stuff right up. Here are the pearl jams. So we talked about the Citrus Circus and that oral disc having a little bit more purple in it. Well, the pearl gems have a lot more yellowish orange in the oral disc, and the skirt isn't as orange. Once these corals kind of grow in and get a little bit larger polyps and color up pretty good, they're pretty stunning. We got a green horn coral, Hydnophora. Item number 35. Regular retail price $45. Live sale price $27. Great coral. Just got to make sure you give it space because it will attack if something touches it. I actually just lost a beautiful rainbow millie because a snail picked it up and carried it over to the horn coral and then dropped it off. A little heartbroken about that one. Another Miyagi tort. Even though that's purple and green, which is probably the most common colors that you can get in acros, there's just something about the Miyagi. That green is about as vibrant as it gets. Hey folks, if you are watching and enjoying this, even though if you're not going to participate in the live sale, hit that like button. I appreciate you. Actually, I am going to have to feed the couple of those tanks before I leave tonight. Scrambled eggs. I think this is the only scrambled eggs we have on the live sale. Nice classic Zoanthid. We got the old Ducan. We got some pretty awesome macro shots of some Ducans in one of our systems here today. Shared that on the Facebook page for Corals Unlimited. These are like your straight green Ducans. The ones that I took pictures of, they're like a purple tip, which they were just stretched right out and about as happy as they could get. Some pretty cool shots. Next up, we got what looks to be like a 3 baby polyps and 1 good sized polyp of Rasta. $15. That's a cheap Rasta. So one thing I didn't get into in too much detail at the top of the live stream was that this sale is going to be going on from right now all the way until Sunday night. So if you guys are checking this out Saturday and you see something that you like that's still available, you definitely can purchase it. We do ship if you need shipping, and we do local pickup for our customers that are close enough for that. Item number 4, we get 40. We got another Cali Tort. Regular retail price $55. Live sale price $40. One of my favorites, the Hawkins. It's a nice little chunky frag. Item number 41. Regular retail price $68. Live sale price $42. We got acid trip mushroom. So what, this guy still hasn't been picked up yet. The coloration of this isn't quite what you see in here, and it's not quite what you see before. It's somewhere in between. It's a little bit more blue and a little bit more orange than what I've been able to pick up with the camera. Mushrooms have been a topic of conversation here at the shop this week. I finally put on my big boy pants and fragged my OG. I only had one. It was a good size. It was about the size of, I'd say it was bigger than a 1 ounce silver piece. And I was like, maybe I'll just cut the foot a little bit. Not really, just kind of let one kind of grow over time. Because I've had this one for almost over a year now, actually. I got that one soon after I opened. And it was like a little booger when I got it. I was a little disappointed when I got it. But it grew pretty good over the last year and a half or so. And then we finally chopped it. Another bulletproof Montipora Spongodes. Item number 45. Regular retail price $45. Live sale price $15. It's a pretty cheap frag. So we did some fragging. This is a great shot of I just distracted myself. Great shot of a Yoda Zoanthid. It's a very good looking zoanthid. What was I gonna say? Forget. Oh, bear. Okay, I've never used bear as a dip. A lot of guys have used it, swear by it. I've never done it. I have done, I think the most extreme that I've ever gotten with the dipping process is using 2 different types of dips, because some of them focus on different things. They don't always hit the same way. But never used the bear. Brian asks, how often do I live stream? So I haven't really gotten into like live stream like from a topic standpoint. I think there's enough guys on YouTube that are doing that right now. I like making my videos. I'd like to make videos a little bit better than I have done in the past. Trying to get back on that horse. It's kind of working through all the pieces and, you know, like knowing where, like when I started filming corals, I didn't necessarily think I was going to do live streams. I was just I was going to basically, on the website coralsunlimited.com, I wanted to have the listing of the coral and then have a video of that coral or a representation of that coral in the listing on the web page. And that was something that I'm working towards anyways with. I've done it a little bit here and there, but something that I wanted to work towards. And I was sitting here doing some research, and I jumped on Tidal Gardens because I know that Dan is like the master of, even though he's not doing it that much anymore, but the master of coral footage and taking coral pictures and video. And I forget her name, and I don't want to say the wrong name, but the girl that works for Fan, she does some really great work, and she's made some videos and put them out there, and they have definitely helped me tremendously in taking better footage. And then eventually I was like, you know, I'm going to try one of these live streams out. Live sales. Actually, I was challenged by a friend that also owns a fish store to start doing live sales. So right now I've been doing them weekly. I've been bouncing between this channel and also doing them on Facebook under the Corals Unlimited brand. And I can't stream on the Corals Unlimited YouTube channel yet. So actually, if you guys want to help me out, go and check that out. Check that channel out. There's probably a link somewhere in the description. If not, you can always open up a search bar, jump over there, and hit that subscribe button on Corals Unlimited. I haven't even gotten started with that one yet, but obviously, you know, there's only so many fires you can have going at the same time and be able to attend all of them. Yeah, I got a couple nice hammers. There's one that was probably my favorite that we had earlier in the stream, the 24 karat hammer. That one's definitely one of my favorites. I think the other one's a rainbow. I was told it was a Holy Grail. I don't think a Holy Grail hammer. I don't think it was, or I'm not 100% sold on that. I think it's just like a rainbow hammer. But the 24 karat hammers that we have, those are pretty awesome. We did a lot of fragging of LPS this week. I hit some bicolored hammer, did a little bit of frog spawn. I have orange hammer, which is, it doesn't really show up the way that I'd want it to in person. I was thinking like orange, and I didn't get orange. It's kind of dark. It's interesting, but not quite what I expected. But having the store up here in Maine, Maine folk really like their Euphyllia, so we got quite a bit of stuff. I got one that I haven't even touched yet. I got two that I haven't touched yet. I got a bicolored splatter hammer that I got 2 frags of it, or mini colonies that I've been hoping to grow out. And then I have like a yellowish, I guess I just call it a yellow hammer that I haven't quite gotten the growth on it yet to be able to start fragging it up. No Alveopora, but I have had a couple of Goni pieces. I'm not sure if there's any left. There might be one towards the back end of the stream or the live sale. We're getting close to the end here. We got 73 pieces that we're looking at tonight. A couple of 8 cans. Got those from ACI 2 weeks ago. Favorites of the Zoanthids. I've really fallen back in love with the Zoanthids, like 100%. Like, I hadn't cared about Zoanthids. I don't even since the beginning, since I don't know, 15, 14 years ago. And there wasn't anything quite like what we have nowadays as far as Zoanthids go. I got a couple that I'm sitting on. We actually put one in this live stream, the Little Shop of Horrors. I have some Grim Reapers that I fragged. Gave one to a gentleman who has supplied us with a bunch of Zoanthids. He can grow some Zoanthids like it's nobody's business. So if he can start growing those ones out. JR asked if I sell bigger pieces. I have completely flip-flopped in the way that I do these live sales. I started doing live sales on Facebook last summer, and it was all big pieces. So it was like no frags at all. And it was a little bit different than how I'm doing it now. It was me figuring it out, essentially, working with the software. But also, like, all of the footage was live. Like this, I'm recording everything before we actually sit down and do the stream. But when I was doing it the other way, I had the webcam on a camera roll, and I'm also moving across the tank. It's just like barely above the water. Anyways, to answer your question, it was all large pieces. I've kind of been experimenting with the smaller pieces, seeing what the interest level is in that. I was going to throw a couple bigger pieces. I got, a couple two-headed hammers, but that's about the extent of it. I had actually the colony of Space Invader that we fragged this week. I just released a video like 2 days ago. I had that up for sale. That thing's like that big. I got a Wilsoni, some large bubble coral. I got that's all it was large pieces. Seems like I need to blend the two. Tropic Thunder Montipora. Good price on that, $23. It's been a long week. Tomorrow's my day off, and I'm gonna be working. Appreciate that, JR. We do it every week, at least for the remainder of February. I actually looked at the candle before we jumped on here, and the calendar. Looked at the calendar before we jumped on here, and I thought that I was only going to get one more stream in by the end of the month, but the way that this month falls, we're going to have 2 more. Starting March, we'll probably go to either, at the very least, 1 per month, but we might do 2 a month after that, and then try to be able to do both Facebook and YouTube at the same time, but we'll see how that goes. We're going to be at FFM the first weekend of March, which I believe that's the 4th of March, down in Connecticut. We're going to have a table with them, selling some corals, meeting some people, chatting with old friends. Should be a pretty good time. Big old Blasto. I think it's at least a 3-headed Blasto. Super happy. Item number 65, regular retail price 45 bucks, live sale price $38. Get the mint candy cane. That's a pretty good sized candy cane for us. Obviously, it's not really in a position to frag. I mean, we probably could get a saw between there, but quite a few heads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At least 7 heads on there. Some rainbow incinerators. This one was a pretty hard one to film. Item number 67, regular retail price 55 bucks. Live sale price $38. Another A-can. This one came in. You can see that there's a little bit of skeleton there, but it's obviously been like that for a while because you got coralline algae growing all over it. Interesting A-can. Nice blue and red. Item number 68, regular retail price 45 bucks, live sale price $25. Mark asked, of course we could still buy corals after. Yes, this sale is going to be running till Sunday night at midnight. So if somebody hasn't bought it before you, obviously it's first come, first serve. That's definitely a option, you know, to, if it's still available, you can buy it whenever it's good for you. Jim asks, I just bought a pally about a week ago. It seems like I can't find a happy spot for him. Can I get your input on placement? So pallies don't need a tremendous amount of light. And obviously, you know, moving from tank to tank, there's, you know, stress that can happen there. As long as your parameters are on point, you know, if you have some super bright lights, let's say like radions, it might not be a bad idea to, you know, move them into a shaded spot and see how they act. I usually like to place the pallies the first time going into a tank, like right at the base of the rock work, and see how they do from there. If you see that the pally, you know, is like this is the base and it's stretching and it looks like leggy, you know, it's probably not getting enough light. If it's like flat and opened up, it's probably getting too much light. So those are some indicators that you can look at in your coral to have it tell you, you know, if it's in the right place or not. There's also the aspect of constantly moving things around, and that you might be working against yourself a little bit with that. What's up, MB Reef? One more item, folks. Item number 72, we got an A-can, 45 bucks. Live sale price $37. So, Jim, I hope that answers your question. And last but not least, we got a little yellow zoanthid for you. Pikachu zoanthids. Quite a few heads. I think there's at least 9 on there. At least 9. Regular retail price, 70 bucks. Live sale price, $35. And that's a wrap. That's a wrap, folks. Yeah, man. Hope that works out for you, Jim. All right, folks. So I got a lot to do. I wish I could hang out with you a little bit. I have a tank rehab that I'm working on for a client tomorrow, so I have to get a couple things ready for that for tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day off, and I'm going to be working. So, hey, you know, I'm doing what I love, so it's not work. If you guys want to participate in the live sale, we'll go into how to exactly do that here in just a second. The live sale is going to run from right now. People could have purchased during the stream, and the sale will run until Sunday night at midnight. Then it'll get shut down. This is probably the last Friday night live sale that we're going to be doing. I'm going to try. We got 2 more before the March break, and March we're probably going to do 1 or 2 live sales, if that. We do have FFM coming up, so if you guys are, in the New England region and looking for a pretty awesome show, check out that, the New England Frag Farmers Market. We do have a table down there. We're going to be selling some coral. We're going to be having some fun, so that should be a pretty good time. MB asked if we're from the U.S. Yes, we are from the U.S. All the way up in Maine. So I think that was it. I think that was all the things I wanted to cover. We ship to the lower 48. We also, if you do local pickup, or you're in the area, local customer, because I know that some of you folks watch the Facebook or the Mad Hatter's channel. You can play along, purchase along. Jim says he'd love to buy everything. Well, I have bought everything, Jim. All right, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me tonight. Check out the podcast. We had a new episode dropped on Wednesday. We got a video that dropped 2 days ago here on this channel. I showed you guys how I go about fragging Pictinia. So you can jump over to the channel, check that out. And we're going to be stepping up our video game, so that's coming too. Obviously, this week kind of was like turn the corner, get back on track with that. If you want to support us and help us be able to do the live sales on the correct branded channel, jump over to Corals Unlimited, subscribe to that. When I get to 1,000 subscribers on that channel, I can start doing live sales over there. Not that I wouldn't do them over here every now and again too, because I like to connect with you guys that way. MB asked how much would shipping to New York be. It's flat rate $50. If you spend $350, it's free shipping. So that you got that. All right, guys. So we're going to go into how to exactly participate in tonight's live sale. Please hit the like button, hit that subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you again real soon. All right, folks, so we're over at coralsunlimited.com, and if you want to participate in tonight's live sale, look for the logo in the upper left-hand corner just below that, Live Corals. Next to that, live sale, click on that, and it's going to bring you to this page right here. And let's say as we go through this tonight's live sale, you find that item 29, can't live without it, gotta have it, need it. Click on that, and then it's going to bring you to the sales page. Select add to cart, and then once you add it to your cart, you will be able to check out by pushing the big giant blue button that says checkout. Next screen is going to bring you to a couple different options. So if you have shopped with us before, your information will automatically load. If you have not shopped with us, you'll have to put in your email address, and just below your email address it's going to say delivery method. So if you need shipping, this is where you're going to select shipping. But if you live close enough to us that you want to do local pickup, that is an option as well. Putting your shipping address or verify it, make sure that it is correct, and then at the bottom there's a little button. Click on that. It's going to bring you to the next screen, which your information will reload. Make sure that you have live coral, FedEx overnight shipping if you do actually need shipping, and that is a flat rate of $50. And if you exceed $350, you get free shipping. Put in your payment information, and you're off to the races.